In this video, we are going to see about user-defined function, or abbreviated UDF. User-defined function are a user-created function that contains certain logic. User-defined function accept input parameter, then perform actions and return results. We have two types of user-defined function, a scalar function and table-valued function. In this video, we particularly discuss about scalar function, and in the next video, we will see about table-valued function. User-defined scalar function, as the name indicate, it returns a single or scalar value. The returned scalar value could be integer, date, varchar, or other data type. Under here is the syntax for scalar function. To create a scalar function, we have to type a create function and provide a function name, whichever you want to specify your function name. Then you can provide here input parameters. On this syntax example, we have parameter 1 and parameter 2. For each parameter, we have to specify the data type, what data type we are providing for these parameters. Then returns clause. The returns clause specify the data type for return value. Then we will say as begin. Under here, we have to write our function body, the code, the main thing. What's it gonna perform is going to be written here. Then specify a return clause and provide the return value. Then say end. This is how the syntax looks like. A scalar function accepts one or two parameters, but return only one value. Therefore, it must include a return clause. A parameter is a placeholder for a value. It used to exchange data. Parameter allow users to create customizable query template so that a user can customize the query by providing different parameter values. With help of this input parameter, the caller can pass data value to the stored procedure, or as we see here in function. If you need to execute a parameterized query more than once, even when one or more of the parameter value changed, the query will generally execute faster upon repeating the execution plan, since it's reusing the execution plan. Let's go to SQL Server Management Studio and create our first scalar valued function. To do that, I will go to the start, then type SSMS. At the top here, SQL Server Management Studio, I will open it. It's opening. Okay, here I will provide the server type, looking to connect to the database engine, and server name. I will connect to localhost. If you want different server, click the drop down and choose whichever server you want to connect. Authentication mode, I will use window authentication, but if you want, you can click SQL Server Authentication and provide a login username and a password, but I'm using window authentication. Click connect. I will open a new query. This is the new query window. Here I'm going to create a function that I will provide two values. Then it will multiply those values and return the result. This is simply like I will provide a two parameter A and B, then multiply those values and returning a result, a C value. Let's start creating a function. Create a function and provide a function name, a function get total. And here I can provide a parameter. Let's say two parameters, price, decimal data type. I have to provide a precision and a scale. I would say a precision of 10 and a scale 2. And parameter 2, a quantity parameter, and it's integer data type. As we see previously, to create the function, we have to specify returns as begin, the body and end. So I will say returns, and the data type for returns, I will return decimal, the precision 10 and the scale 2 as begin. And here I have to specify the body. What I want is multiplying the price parameter with a quantity parameter, quantity. Then this is all which I want to do. So I will say end, but what we have to specify, this value should be on return clause, a return clause. So now what this function do is passing two parameters, a price and a quantity. Then it will multiply those value and return with decimal data type. Before executing this, we have to select the database which we want to create our function. So I will go and select the database. I want to create on sales database. So select sales. I will go and expand sales. To see our functions, I will go to programmability. Under programmability, there is a functions. Expand that one. Since I'm creating a scalar valued function, I will check scalar value function. Here, no function under scalar valued function. So we will execute our code. Command completed successfully. So I will refresh scalar value function tab. So the function created. Now the question is, where can we use a scalar function? A scalar function can be used anywhere an expression can be used. That means I can use in select, where, order by, group by, and having clauses. Also, we can use a scalar function in check-in default constraint. To see how we use in select statement, let's say select and call our function. To call our function, I can type the name or I can drag and drop here. This function have a parameters. What parameters? A price and a quantity. So we have to specify those two parameters. For the price, for example, we go to the shop and we want to buy candy. So how much is the price of candy? Let's say 0.80 cents. And the quantity, let's say I bought 10 candies. So let's select this one, execute, and the value is 8. So 0.8 times 10, that's 8. Now, let's see by creating a table and inserting value into the table, then let's use our function there. To save some time, I wrote the code and I'm pasting here. So this is the part of the code which I wrote. This is up here, it's creating a table, then inserting value here. Let's execute those and see the table. To see the table, select the table name, then execute. So I have inserted 5 records into the table. We have a product name, ice cream, potato, Pepsi, tea, and coffee. We have the price and the quantity. What we want here is to calculate the total by multiplying the price and the quantity. So to do that, select from our table, DBO product. From this table, I want to select the product name, a price, and a quantity. Then what I want to add now is the price and the quantity multiplied and the total amount to be displayed here. So to do that, let's call our function here and provide the two values which we want to multiply, a price, comma, a quantity. Let's give a name for this column, total amount. Execute. You see here, for ice cream, the price is $7 and the quantity 20, a total amount of 140. It did for all of them. This is how we can use a scalar function in select statement. So Now let's see if we don't want the function which exists or which we created, how we going to delete or remove from the database. So to do that, we go to the function and select which function we don't want and right click, select the delete. It will remove. Or other way is by writing SQL command. To do that, we will write a drop function and provide the function name. So by executing this, we can remove our function. Let's execute the command completed successfully. Let's come in scalar function and refresh. Now the scalar valued function is empty. Our function gone. This brought us to the end of our discussion today. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.